I mean, a good list. There are some obvious ones missing, but it's top 5. And
See, then they're not missing for me.
Right. This is your personal list. And whatever puts you in the Christmas spirit, like gives you that whole good feeling, like this is Christmas, like the Rudolph one. Like that, when I see that, I don't know if I'll watch the whole thing, but it just reminds me of when I was a child. And
that's the thing, though, is Christmas in general is all about nostalgia. Mm-hmm. Like if there's one thing about Christmas, like people just don't make cookies. Yeah, cookies are great, but like Christmas cookies and like, all the traditions and things that Christmas is about, it's all about like nostalgia. And, we pick out these happy things that made us happy, things that, remind us of the good old days or whatever. So
the good memories.
Yeah. And I think we tend to do that. And I'm sure I know I've had miserable Christmases, but we're not going to remember those. I'm not going to focus on those. And,
yeah. Well, good list.
Today. Thank you.
Good little list.
Thanks.
And my top 5 Christmas movies of all time that I've ever seen that has to do with Christmas, there are movies about Christmas. I can't believe I left Scrooge off, but I did. There are some notables that I had to leave off. And I came prepared because I figured you would have like 20 movies. But
I do in my head.
I have one, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called Rare Exports.
No.
My brother got it for me for Christmas, I don't know, a while ago. It's very different take on Christmas, but I've let people watch it and borrow it, and they were like, oh my God, that was crazy, man. It's not like... It's about Santa Claus, but Santa's not really a nice guy. It's foreign, and he like eats children.
Okay.
So, but you want to try something different? Well, you got a few days before Christmas to go ahead and check it out. Rare Exports is the name of that. Also one that almost made the list, but just didn't quite make it. The Night Before, which we watched a couple months ago with Seth Rogen and the dude that was in... I can't remember his name. For a while there, we were just watching a movie with him in it, like every night.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't remember.
He was in Inception. He was in that Third Rock from the Sun TV show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's in it. And then Papa Doc from 8 Mile is in it. Mm-hmm. But it's pretty good, but didn't make the top 5. Making the top 5, though, in at number 5, that feel-good movie, you can always put it on and just know it's Christmas. Talking about Home Alone.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. Good movie. Kids love it. Mm-hmm. Number 4, which we watched not too long ago. This one makes me sad, and I think this is going to make me sad one day for obvious reasons, but The Family Stone. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to spoil it for people if you've never seen the movie, but a lot of Christmassy love, the brothers, the sister, the whole family kind of coming together back to mom's house, and that's kind of how our family does it, except my brother doesn't come home anymore. He just stays in LA and sends us pictures and tells us it's warm and 72 today. But, yeah, watch that one. That's a good one. Number 3. A lot of people love this movie. A lot of people hate this movie. Talking about Elf. Mm-hmm. Will Ferrell. Of course, I like it because my favorite scene of all time, really, well, one of them, is when, what's his name? Dinklage? The little guy.
I only seen that movie one time.
Oh, it was just, you didn't like it?
No, I mean, it was all right.
The little person that was in it, he kept calling him like an elf. He's like, call me elf one more time. And he like jumped on the table and just ran down, smacked him. No. It's good. What's number 3? I have to watch that again. Number 2 is one we just saw weeks ago too. 4 Christmases.
Mm-hmm. Great movie.
Yes, that was. It's funny. It still has that family feel to it. They're of course visiting their family. His parents are divorced. Her parents are divorced, and they had to hit them all. Mm-hmm. These were 2 people that did not like Christmas, and starring Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn. It's funny when the baby. Mm-hmm. Like, I laughed so hard in the movie theater It was so funny. The baby pukes and Vince Vaughn can hold together. Number 1 on my list. I'm kind of curious to see how you feel about this one. Mm-hmm. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That's good. Yeah.
The only part I hate about that movie is the stupid lights. When he's out there trying to mess with the lights. Mm-hmm. It gets kind of old.
Right.
But
I liked Gremlins. That was kind of a Christmas movie.
Yeah. I thought about putting that in here. And then people will be like, oh, Die Hard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. But Cousin Eddie, though, is that character. You can find him in every family. Mm-hmm. There's that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got the grandma who wraps up the cat.
Yeah.
Cat food in the Jell-O. And then they're like, hey, will somebody say their prayer? And she's like, okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag. You know, and it's like, I mean, there's pretty much in all families somebody like that too. And I don't know, I can really relate to it, and it's funny. And when your boss doesn't give you that bonus that you've been really counting on, I've been on that end of it, you know, where the family's like, oh, we're going to get oh, no, we're not. Sorry. No warning, nothing.
Yeah.
So, but I've been on the other end too, where it's like, whoa, that's extra money bonus, like crazy. Like I can get a pair of shoes, maybe some Pop-Tarts if they're on sale. No, but yeah, so that's my list of top.
That's a good list.
5. Are you interested, or have you already seen Rotten Tomatoes top 5 Christmas movies?
I'd be curious though.
I am not a big fan of these movies at all. I just pulled it up before we started the podcast. All right, in it, their number 6 is just stupid. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Oh, they're all stupid. All right, but in at number 6, they have The Nightmare Before Christmas. Mm-hmm. Not a Christmas movie. And it's stupid. In at number 5 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1967.
The Dr. Seuss,
yep.
The original?
Yep.
That would have been on my runner-up. Because that was one I watched a lot.
I didn't mind The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
That was good. I would like to watch that again. Can we make a list of ones we're going to watch, like in the next few days?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can you do that? Thanks.
At number 4, I hadn't even heard of this one. The Shop Around the Corner.
What?
1940. Yeah, no thanks. Number 3, never heard of it. Holiday Inn.
Never heard of it.
1942. Number 2, I've never seen this movie. Miracle on 34th Street.
No?
1947.
Yeah, that's a pretty classic one. You probably should watch it just to say you did.
Miracle on 34th Street delivers a warm holiday message without resorting to trickle. Not sure what that means. Trickle. And at number 1, It's a Wonderful Life. Never seen that either.
Yeah, that's another one that's classic.
The holiday classic to define. All holiday classic.
I think that you need to watch that as well. Or try.
Wonderful Life is one of a handful of films worth an annual viewing.
See, they only make you watch it once a year.
Is that the one where, like, the bells get their wings?
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. I don't know. Something about that movie, I just... Because he seemed like a creepy guy.
It was made in the 40s.
46, yeah.
They were doing what they could.
So they were really hitting hard on those in the 40s. And then what happened?
I don't know.
60s, 1944, Meet Me in St. Louis.
That's a Christmas movie?
Yeah. They have Die Hard at number 12. Let's see. Edward Scissorhands, they have at number 18. Let me see where they have A Christmas Story at number 21. Rare Exports at 22, when I was telling people to watch. The Gremlins, 27. They don't really have Elf 32. Batman Returns.
How's that a Christmas movie?
Bad Santa almost made my list. They have 37. So National Lampoon's And Muppet Christmas. Oh, there we go. Muppet Christmas 1992 is at 43.
Okay. I like my list better.
Scrooge is at 49. Where's my number one? Home Alone's at 52. The Night Before is at 53. So, National Lampoon's at 56.
Wow.
Dang. Right behind a very Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Oh, ouch. That's rough.
Jesus. Help me. It's your birthday. Passion of the Christ. That's Easter, though. So, yeah. There we go. There's our top 5 movies. And hopefully, if you haven't seen them, you get a chance to before Christmas. And these are just our personal favorites. So, Marnie and I spent the day doing what married couples do.
Sexual.
No. Why did you?
No.
We did some shopping. You did some work. I put together. Well, we can't really say because there people are listening that might get these as gifts.
Right.
But let's just say we spent some time together, and then I was telling Marnie that I think it's time that I write the letter to my father. Mm-hmm. And this is something, if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you probably might be up to date, but if this is your first time, you have no idea what I'm talking about. There was a lot of resentments that I was holding towards my father for a number of reasons, and I think that kept me, it didn't help me, for sure, when I was battling the alcohol addiction. And when I came to kind of realize, like, oh, wow, like, I do have these feelings, I would try to bury them and try to hide them like it was no big deal. But, just the fact that, for a lot of personal reasons, and I might as well talk about it, I guess. I just don't want to bore people that have already heard this, but I guess it wouldn't be boring. The resentment that I would have, like, for my father, for instance, he would come visit me, like, I don't know, once a year, like when I lived in Arkansas, but he moved away when I was real young, and I just always tried to seek his approval. And when I started getting older, 17, I got the job at the radio station, and he was in Arizona, so he never heard me, but I thought it was pretty cool that I was working there. And years go by, he comes home or whatever once in a while, but he still doesn't even listen to me on the radio. And then we started streaming. Stations I worked at started streaming. I'm like, hey, you can listen. He's like, I'm not listening to that. Like, my grandpa, what are you talking about? You won't listen? I'm your son. Like, I'm on the air, using your damn last name, like, what are you talking about? But then I realized now it's my damn last name.
That's right.
But I don't know. It just hurt me. Like, and there are other things throughout my life. I was always trying to seek his approval, and I was never really getting it. And so that kind of led up to some resentments. The fact that he could just pop in and be like, "Hey, don't be drinking," and then leave, and try to scold me on something. And it's like, nah, man. Like, you haven't taken me to the hospital once. You haven't had to sit through this. Mm-hmm. You don't know what this is about. And he didn't really take the initiative to want to care. So there's a lot of things that I had to work out, and that I'm going to in this letter. But when I was in treatment 2 years ago, I realized that this was something that I was really holding on to, and it was keeping me sick almost, acting like everything's okay when it's not. When I have these feelings is something that I needed to acknowledge, and I did. And then I was told that I didn't have to deal with it right now. And that was just such a huge, like, relief. It was like, okay, good, because I'm not ready to. I want to just, make sure I can not drink today. And I say it, and I've said it before, in my head, I had put this issue on a shelf in a room, like a little closet. I put this issue with my father, I put it on a shelf, and it's just waiting there. I know it's there. I know I need to deal with it one day. I haven't talked to my father in 2 years. We just got married. We talked about that. Mm-hmm. And, you and I talked about that. But, like, I just think it's time. Christmas, I need to do this for myself.
Right.
I don't really need to hear I'm sorry from him at all. I just need to put down on paper how